Hi, my name is Angela Dooley. I'm going to provide a brief summary of Chapter 13 in Theory and Practice of Online Learning, and then talk about strengths and weaknesses of the chapter and ways that the information can help me and hopefully others. This chapter looks at the difficulty surrounding the concept of quality assurance in online education and asks the question, how can organizations demonstrate the quality of their services in ways that are understandable and acceptable to stakeholders, with stakeholders being potential students and their employers, faculty and staff, regulators, and government agencies. The chapter says that the following things contribute to the difficulty in measuring quality: definitional issues of quality assurance, competing paradigms highlighted by online learning, and differing standards for online instruction. The chapter then concludes by focusing on the common quality standards for online instruction from 4 different jurisdictions that ultimately get at what the authors feel really demonstrate quality online learning. The authors state that the first issue in measuring quality is defining it. This is difficult because quality is relative based on the differing perspectives of stakeholders. They also assert that stakeholders must agree on the definition of quality in order for quality improvement activities to be effective. They go on to say that the largest discrepancy between quality definitions is between academics and administrators, with academics thinking from a scholarship and peer review lens, and administrators thinking with a financial efficiency value lens. My reaction to this is that I don't agree with the author's statement that stakeholders must agree on the definition of quality. I actually think that this difference is needed, and rather than be combined, should be disclosed, analyzed, and respected. A good quality online education program is one that delivers quality learning and does this in a cost-efficient way. So how can this information help us? As educational technologists, we need to know both sides of the opinion spectrum when working with others to produce quality educational components and be able to balance our own needs and desires for high-quality online learning with cost and budget issues. The next difficulty in measuring quality deals with, as the authors describe, conceptual juxtapositions in higher education, which include a shift from episodic access of clusters of instructional resources to integrated perpetual learning, a shift from faculty as deliverers of content to mentors and facilitators of learning, and the most pervasive, the shift from a provider focus to a learner focus. The authors call this mass customization through individualized learning systems. My reaction to this is that I take a little grief with the author's overuse, in my opinion, of the word shift, as I see it more of a widening of beliefs about online education rather than a shift. I don't think the new paradigm versus old paradigm issue is an either-or issue, but more of a concept of and. Neither the old nor the new paradigm is all-encompassing or complete based on the various needs of learners. For example, yes, many users may want integrated and perpetual learning, and there may also be a large number who don't, but rather want quick, simple learning bites to fulfill a minor, sporadic, or even an ad hoc learning need. How this can help us, though, is by being aware of the wide spectrum of paradigms in online learning and being willing to accommodate and satisfy even competing needs. The third difficulty with measuring quality is differing standards, and the chapter looks at the standards from 4 jurisdictions: Australia, England, Canada, and the United States. What I think is most important are the commonalities in the 4 jurisdictions, which the authors say serve as recommendations for creating quality online education. These commonalities include addressing the concerns from both inside and outside the institution by providing clear statements of educational goals, sustaining the institutional commitment to support learners, and engaging in a collaborative process of discovery of theory and research into how people learn and effective learning environments. My reaction to this is absolutely. These 3 things definitely contribute to improving the teaching and learning environment and help answer the question of how organizations can demonstrate to stakeholders quality in online learning. As an EdTech specialist, one would never be misserved by adopting these standards, even on a smaller scale, such as when putting together a course to be hosted on an LMS, which makes me think that I probably need to check my group's LMS course to make sure we are doing these things. Lastly, I said in my last presentation that the ultimate goal of online learning was satisfied learners, but I am now expanding my own paradigm to include satisfied stakeholders. Thank you very much.